So can we get to that? Because I know it was probably explained in the unsung, but for those who didn't catch it, what happened? Where's the split with Frukwan and DBC come into play?
Well,
And
DBC. Go ahead, Wise. Go ahead.
in reference to Fruitkwan, you know what I'm saying? Because the thing about it, when he left the group, you know, the first time, and you know, and I give it to him. He, you know, he had his reason and stuff like that. But you know, when we got back together to do shows and stuff, you know what I'm saying? It was about professionalism, and that's something that he lacked once he got back with the group. Professionalism. You know what I'm saying? That the way we handle our business and stuff, you know, even though we're family, you know what I'm saying? We're family. Daddy owes my family, Bobby, Delite, you know what I'm saying? Paul, you know, we're family. But when it comes to taking care of business, I mean, let's take care of business and put the family thing to the side. You know what I'm saying? And that was the thing with Fruitkwan, you know. He let, you know, personal things, personal feelings get involved, despite that I thought things were squashed between all of us. You understand what I'm saying? I thought that everything was cool. I thought we were cool and everything. And you know what I'm saying? And he just, you know, his professionalism just went out the window. And we can't tolerate that. We can't tolerate, you know, because this is a business and we need to handle it like a business.
Handle.
Gotcha. And then DBC.
Well, DBC. The last phone call I had with DBC was back in 2016, and DB just kind of felt like, you know, things wasn't going right for him in the band. He felt like his ideas or his ideas and his producing skills wasn't being respected. He wanted more of the recognition, or he felt like he wasn't getting more of the recognition. I told him, I said, yo, listen, man, we it was at the time we was going to do this show. We was going to do the Folk Festival with Nile Rodgers and Earth, Wind and Fire. And I said, yo, DB, let's just do this. And once we do this, we'll all sit down and we talk. But DB at that point was just like, I'm out, B. I'm not getting the recognition that I think I'm supposed to be getting. So he just said, you know what, I'm out. And since then, DBC hasn't reached out. Even for the unsung, he was reached out for and he didn't respond. So, you know, the last conversation with DB that I had was just that he just thought that this was Delite's and Daddy-O's band. And he felt like his ideas and his plans and his producing credibility was being overlooked. And that was pretty much the end of DBC. But as far as Fruitkwan is concerned, I pray for the brother, man. But we're moving forward. I always tell the guys, man, I'm at the point where I'm not giving no more energy to that. People keep asking, if you didn't see him on the Blood, Sweat, No Tears album, and you don't see him on this album, why are you still asking me?
Yeah, there you go.
You know, there's
That's
something
it.
that.
We got new. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead, Bobby. And once you finish, I'll
I was just gonna end it up by saying we got new energy going on here now, and you see where we at right now. You heard Cypher, right?
Hey, I will say, y'all brought it up though. Y'all brought it up on the song. That's why it has to be at.
Yeah.
No, that's cool. No, I'm not saying that we're not gonna, because people are gonna ask, but I'm just saying for people sometimes they'll just say it out and split, and it's like, listen, you know what? We've done a lot of interviews where it's been explained. They're gonna watch this show. We're gonna explain it again, and they're gonna still ask. But I'm not giving that energy no more. We're moving forward. This next time, we just moving forward.
I feel
Yeah, no doubt.
I mean, there's something that, like what Wise was saying about family and business, and I remember listening to an interview with Questlove with Black Thoughts, and they started off being brothers, but then when they realized that in order to keep the roots going, they had to focus on the business, so their friendship kind of drifted, but the business part became the solid stuff. So they had other best friends, but it helped maintain the business, because sometimes, you know, you can let one slip. And so what Wise was saying about, look, yeah, we're family, But when you're handling business, you know, you have to put in a professionalism, and sometimes, you know, you can let that slip. So, and I guess for fans, sometimes it's hard to understand because we're not in there with you guys. We're not on the road. We don't understand if you miss a show. You know, we've all seen the Temptations, you know, or we've all seen the Five Heartbeats.
Ain't nobody coming to see you, Otis.
Yeah, we understand. We may look at it and laugh about it, but we don't understand what it's like. I mean, if somebody shows up late and promoters saying, "Oh, all 6 of you are in here, all 7, you know, that's it. I'm not gonna." Yeah. So we understand. So the business is how important that is because you guys are getting. So it's, I think, but as I said, for fans, we're always sentimental. We always, you know, we all got upset with Johnny Gill for replacing Bobby, regardless of how Bobby was doing a New Edition. But we don't understand what it's like. So it's. But as I said, what's important and what Wise has said is, look at this is a business. You guys aren't. It's not a hobby anymore. You know, you guys are traveling around the world, promoting an album, leaving your families behind. If everyone's not on page, it can disrupt the energy. So, yeah. But as I said, people never understand, and that's cool. But you guys will still
exactly
could keep going.
Yeah,
on.
and let me just add that the artistically, there's a thread. I guess that's the easiest way to describe Stetsasonic, right? That there's an artistic thread. So we're gonna move. You know, it's so funny. I'm thinking about Delite because he usually is the one to set it off. And you know what's so funny is when and this is ill, but it's in my head. Back in the day, right? Delite, there was game rooms, and Delite was phenomenal at Millipede. He used to turn. I don't know if you know anything about the game room, right? But he used to turn the game over. Like that's the whole thing in the game room is to turn the game over, go all the way to the end that it turns over, on 1 quarter or 2 quarters, because everybody else they die, right? And he used to turn the game over. But now here's what I'm saying about the Millipede: the way you play that game is that they all got to keep moving in that same thread, right? And so for Stetsasonic, there's always this artistic thread in terms of where we want to go with it. I want to go on record to say, when we began to start this new album, we invited Fruitkwan.
Yes, sir.
Now, notice I say his name the way he likes to be said, because these guys still saying Fruitkwan. He wants to be called Fruitkwan now. So I'm saying it the way he wants to be said. But we invited him. When we were writing Now Y'all Giving Up Love, I sent him the track and the kind of dummy skeleton lyrics that we were working with. You know what I mean? Me and him had a conversation. I remember I was on my terrace in Houston. We were talking. We was having a conversation. I thought it was a good conversation. It was about, he was just like, you know how it is, man. We used to compete against each other. And I was like, yeah, exactly. I'm going to send you something. Beat it. You understand? He never got back to me. You got to remember, Now Y'all Giving Up Love is the beginning of this album. He never got back to me. So let's not make it look like we was on some, oh, you not down, we not messing with you, da-da-da. No, the invitation was right there when we started this creative process. Okay?
Even with Stet Anniversary, you know what I'm saying? He knew about that track too.
Exactly. So I don't know. I don't know. Somebody would have to interview him. But maybe there was some kind of listen, Stet works in a certain kind of succession, right? Usually we get our lead from D. Delite came up with even the name Stetsasonic. We get our lead from D, and then I'm kind of like the guy I'm the pigeon, the carrier pigeon. D says blah, 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 and then I take it and say, okay, D. He says, I want to do a record. You know, he didn't say Lolita, but he says, I want to do a record, blah, blah, blah. I said, okay, boom. You know what I mean? And that's usually the way we do it. And then Wise picks up and says, hey, he brings in the energy. No. You got Paul and Bobby to shape the music. Nobody ever worries about the damn music. It's always going to get right. You know what I mean? Because them guys. So maybe that I don't know. Maybe the artistic thread, and I'm surmising right now. I have no idea, right? But maybe the artistic thread didn't work out. Maybe he didn't like the ideology of a Stets anniversary. Maybe he didn't like the ideology of a Now Y'all Giving Up Love. The rest of those records wasn't created yet. Right. You know what I mean? We came with those records later. But I don't know. Maybe it was that kind of thread. But I think, you know, beyond everything else we talked about, we are a band. And so in the same way that you would look at an Earth, Wind, and Fire, the same way you would look at a Mandrill, the same way you would look at a Santana, the same way you would look at a Brass Construction, I could keep going. That is the process all the time. The process is always a band process. I always say this about Stetsasonic that a lot of people miss. I don't know too many other hip hop acts that produce internally. Most people have producers. I mean, there's some people that go on record that says Nas is the greatest. Nas ain't never produced a record in his life. You understand what I'm trying to say? And that's no disrespect to Nas, but most people, Marley was making their records, even though the Bomb Squad is kind of internal. They never hit the stage with Public Enemy. Hank and them was making the records. Howie T was making the records. You know, recently Swiss Beats is making the records. You know what I mean? We made these records from the inside out. So the process is very important to us. Sitting down, talking about where it goes. Does that beat work? Does that beat not work? Does this sequence work? You don't usually see an A&R guy on a Stet credit. There was A&R people at Tommy Boy. There wasn't our A&R, you know what I'm saying? But there was A&R people at Tommy Boy. But there was enough of us, you know, in full volume is 7 of us. You know what I mean? And out of that 7, 3 are musicians. For real. Now the rest of us can say we got in there and became musicians, but these guys are musicians playing music, you know, all of that kind of stuff. So there's an artistic thread, right? That's why I mentioned the Miller P thing and all of that. There's an artistic thread, and maybe possibly that could possibly be, I'm surmising, but that could possibly be, maybe that artistic thread, you know, wasn't followed. You know what I mean? But that's who we're gonna always be. I mean, we're working on the next album as we speak, and it's a thread to it.
Well,
Listen,
I mean,
it's just how we get down.
Y'all gave 3 different answers to the same question, and the people needed that. The people watching this right now, that I couldn't ask for a better reply to that. 3 different answers to the same question. It all leads to the same thing. Stet keeping it moving.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Hey guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for being a part of Halftime Chat. Please remember to subscribe, share, and comment. But most importantly, why don't you become a member of Halftime Chat? We've got amazing videos, amazing perks, and being able to support the channel. But anyway, thanks for watching. Take care.
I never participated in that kind.
And somewhere in between us, or even loving us, on which I didn't miss you.
What was it like growing up?
She's still making an impact on 4 houses down.
I have a couple pieces.
Trying to get this one and that one.
That works for you, but just for me,
No, okay, you're okay.
They don't understand what Jonas' voice is winning all spirits.
play it.
These guys, they all work together.
I mean, I love all different genres.